Hello and welcome to my program. I'm just going to give things about Python programming. There are different types of programs. It can be a server level program or a client level program. Now we are going to discuss about client side programming, no, but a server side programming. Client side programming can be activated only on the client side or on the user side. When the server level program will be working on the database or something which is stored far away from your client system. Client system is our system. Your laptop, your mobile phone are all what you call as client machines, which cannot have any connection to the database unless you have a internet connection. Now Python, why is it used? It's a general purpose language which can be used for developing web or for artificial intelligence systems or for machine learning. You can use all of this. Python is a high level program developed by a guy named Guido van Rossum. He did this in 1980s, but now only it is so popular. Language was developed into its modern form. Now what we use in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, with the introduction of Python 2. Python is an object-oriented uses an object-oriented paradigm. It's also, as I say, it's comparatively easy. Now, what we look at today is some of the things what is associated with a Python program, an identifier. An identifier is something which is used for identifying a variable or the type of variable it is. It can be of an integer data type, it can be of a string or a text data type, it can be of a date data type, it can be of any data type. Variables are something which will hold to a particular data type only. For example, if we are declaring a variable to be an integer, this variable will be able to hold on to only integers. Likewise, it can be a name of a function or a class or a module. When we say identifier, there are certain rules behind this. How to frame a Python identifier name. The starting always should be alphabets. It can be either a lowercase or an uppercase letter, A to Z, followed by numbers or underscores or even numbers. Any number is allowed, but not full stops. 0.9, 1.3, these all things are not accepted. It doesn't allow punctuation characters also, like at symbol, the dollar symbol, the hash symbol, the percentage symbol, the plus, the minus, all these things are not allowed here. It has various data types to do this. To form an identifier or a variable, you need to have a data type. Python, there is no need to identify it explicitly that this is going to be integer. It understands itself. For example, if an identifier, if a variable is used for storing numbers, it automatically converts this to an integer data type. If you are trying to store characters, it is converted to a string data. It does this automatically. But still, you should know about the data types. It can be of a string data type which can hold on to characters. It can be an integer, a float, or a complex which can store numeric data types, numeric data. It can be of a sequence which can hold to many values like an array. List, tuple, or range can store a sequence of data, many data in one name. It can also be used to map, for example, the dictionary, DICT, dict. It can also be of a set type, which can be a set or a frozen set in mathematics. It can be also of a Boolean data type, which means it can hold either this or that value, a 0 or a 1, or a true or a false. Likewise, yes or a no, pass or a fail, these are the Boolean data. It can be also be of a binary type, where it can hold on to movies, audios, videos of bigger files, bytes, byte array, memory view are used for this. Python can do all of this or can use all of this. Now, if you do not know, as I said, there is no need of a particular data type when you are creating. So, when you do not know and if you want to know or understand what type of data type is this particular variable, you can get this by making use of a type function. TYP, type function will help you to identify what type of data type it is holding on. See this one, explicit conversions. str of in brackets, check the example. The first one, x equals str hello world. What happens is hello world will be explicitly now converted to an str or to a string, and int of 20 will convert this 20 explicitly to an integer data type. Float of 20.5 will be explicitly converted to float, and instead the first x will be an str string data type, second x will be of an integer data type, the third x will be of a float data type. So conversion is easy, or you can even identify making use of type function. Type of x will give you what? str in the first case. Type of x will give you integer in the second case. Type of x in the third case will give you a float. Functions, how do we declare a function? Functions are declared with def, define. You are defining a function. Def followed by a name. Optional arguments are set in the function declaration. You can also have arguments after define, and the defining you will have a bracket which identifies a function, open and close. Inside this open and close, you can give the arguments here. Arguments like a comma b, for example. When a can hold on to a value and b also can hold on to a value, or the past arguments can sit on a or b. Functions can return a row of value or a tuple. Functions are what? Are ad hoc functions as required. When we require, it is not a built-in function. We can create our own function for our own purpose. So this is what you call as a function. To check how it is defined, I have given an example. Just check def followed by Jyotish and open close brackets where there is no arguments here. Left it free. This is a basic example only. After that, I have a colon. Colon denotes what? There are many sentences after this. I am not complete. I am not finished with this line. There are more lines to be executed. To inform the compiler, I have a colon. And then print hello and welcome. Now, when I call this value like this, if I am calling this value like this, at any part of the line, when I give Jyotish and followed by open and close bracket. Now this is going to call this function, and the print hello and welcome will be printed on screen. So hope you have understood this. If you could understand something, please give me a like, please share to your friends, and I'll come back to further things in Python after this in our next class. Now let me give you a thank you for it. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you all.